Hey everybody! Is this rolling?
Yeah,
Is it?
we're rolling.
Okay, I didn't. All right. I got a little stumped there.
That's okay. That's all right.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Comic Book Geezers. I am Wild Bill, your host, and we have a special edition of Elektra.
Cool, and I'm Pete. Happy to be along for the ride here.
Yeah, sorry I skipped you there. I got stunned there with the. I was like a deer in headlights. I thought we were not rolling. Usually there's a doot, doot, doot. There's a sound, and it didn't do that this time. That's why I didn't think we were rolling.
Yeah, we're live. Well, yeah, we're doing Elektra today.
Elektra first appeared in Daredevil 168.
So it was that late. Wow.
Yeah, this is part of my Frank Miller subscription. In my fourth year in high school, I think I've told this story. I had 3 titles, Hulk, Iron Man, and Spider-Man. They hit me with a deal at the end of the third year. If you want to renew your 3 titles, we'll give you a 4th one free. So I said yes and picked Daredevil. And it happened to be during Frank Miller's run. And this is the first appearance of Elektra. I'm not sure what this book is worth, but it's a 50-cent book. I believe this was like 1981 or 1980. It's a 50-cent book.
So originally introduced as a villain, but I think over time became kind of like an anti-hero, right? Pretty much. She kind of like...
Elektra?
Yeah, kind of like floated sometimes.
So she was an assassin,
yeah.
And later, eventually, she becomes on the Kingpin's payroll, which is the conflict between her and Matt Murdock, Daredevil. And they have a fling going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So...
Because I think Matt Murdock / Daredevil felt he really could relate to her. Like she understood the life that he had. And so there was that attraction between the two of them. But man, what a crazy relationship they had.
Now,
look who's there, Gladiator.
Yeah. Now, I only pulled Elektra on the covers because the other covers between 168 and this is what, 174, they're all Kingpin.
But she's in
she
part
might
of the
be.
story.
She's always probably in the storylines, but I only pulled out the ones where she's in the cover.
That's a pretty cool cover right there.
Another Frank Miller. This is all Frank Miller artwork and writer story.
Which most folks, are of the opinion that the Frank Miller run was probably the greatest run in the history of Daredevil. Right?
Oh yeah, I would think so. And then he went on to DC a couple years later. He basically pulled the sales of Daredevil were in the toilet, and he came on board to pump some life into the character, and boy did he. And he brought it back, and then he left Marvel and basically did the same thing with Batman and created the Dark Knight.
That's right. He was riding that wave. For me though, I really love that Gene Colan run on Daredevil.
Oh yeah.
I think once Colan left the series, I think it kind of floundered for a little bit.
Was that like in the 120s? Between the 120s and one early?
A little earlier than that, actually.
Yeah.
But it was still, when they had the Black Widow stuff, that was pretty good. But it was like after Black Widow left the series.
So you were talking like the 120s through the 130s.
It started to
140s.
slip a little at that point. Yeah, and then Frank Miller came on board, and and let's face it, the Elektra character really took off with fans. I mean,
and it took a turn with the assassins and ninjas, and then some people critique Frank Miller's artwork. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, he's not. I wouldn't pick him as a top artist, but I think it works for the character.
Yeah, I was never a huge fan of his artwork, but I think his writing is really good.
He's a really good writer. He's a much better writer than artist, but I can't draw, so I can't knock the guy, But yeah, I think it works for what he's doing.
So Elektra's introduction also kind of signaled like the arrival of Kingpin too into being a regular villain of Daredevil going forward, whereas previously Kingpin was basically a Spider-Man villain.
He kind of steps up into the role of top villain.
Yeah.
So here you got, we're winding down closer to the death of Elektra, but this is not it. This is a great fake me out title. You buy this thinking she's dead at the end, but she's not. Then that's 175. This is issue 176, which I just recently got my hands on. And here's the top of the cover that some of us hate. A waste of space with an advertisement.
I mean, that just looks awful, right? Yeah. For me, that ruins
this
the
cover. I don't think is as good as the others I've shown so far.
Yeah.
And I don't think the artwork is as good on her. Because you can kind of see her and you go, who's that?
Yeah.
Because it's not red. It looks more purple. Her outfit is crimson red, like Daredevil's. So, but the only way you know it's definitely Elektra is because of the sigh in her hands, 179.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Again, just recently got my hands on this. I think this is probably one of the greatest Elektra covers in the Daredevil run, just because of the sigh going through his mask.
Right through the bridge of the nose.
So it's been a while since I read these, and this one I just recently picked up like a year or two ago. I needed this one. This is The Death of Elektra. So I pulled it out last night to find out how she died, because I know the bullseye killed her. And it's nothing inside.
And we're going to show you.
Yeah. And the other title I just showed you, nothing. So he's Matt Murdock. I don't even like this Matt Murdock.
No, that totally doesn't look like the Matt Murdock we all knew.
He looks more like a Skippy to me. Hey, Skippy.
He looks
She's
really
alive. Young. Yeah. So he goes out as Daredevil. I'm just going to skip to the end.
The Punisher's in here too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they're in his graveyard, and he's like, "This." They're trying to break into some tomb. Okay, and in this panel, right here, it's talking about smelling a body, and when they go inside, it's like, "Oh no, she's dead. Elektra's dead." He was smelling Elektra's corpse. And there it is. So in this issue, there's nothing about her assassination.
Is Bullseye even in this one?
No, the Punisher's in here.
Yeah, no Bullseye.
But there's nothing about her death. So she's not even fighting in this, right?
And you have the issue you showed before, is the one leading up to this,
I went
right?
looking, I was like, how does she die? And I wasn't going to go through every single issue. I mean, I could have just cheated and went online and read this.
I thought there was like a cover where they had Bullseye and Elektra both on the cover together. Well, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's an earlier one.
I don't know, man. But I just did not see her death, because I would have shown those panels to you. Of course, someone's going to write, it's the issue before this, Bill. You know, probably.
There she is. Yeah.
So she's alive. But I didn't catch Bullseye. I didn't see Bullseye killing her in this. This is more her and Daredevil going at it.
So I wonder maybe if in a later issue they actually reveal and they show exactly what happened. Maybe because I could have sworn there's a cover that's got her and Bullseye on the front, like fighting it out. But maybe it's a later one. And
I have to go dig them out, and I didn't dig far enough. So they don't really tell you. Okay, so right, I don't see her dying. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
But if you want it, we're going to charge you for it. So.
Yeah, and I don't have any of these. My Daredevil collection doesn't go up that far, so I haven't read any of that stuff with Elektra. So
my Daredevil collection stopped at my subscription stopped with this issue.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I only got 12 issues, and it started. I think I started collecting.
So everything else you
163
have. So these you've all bought recently.
164. Yeah, the rest I had to buy afterwards. Aftermarket situation. I have one more to show you though.
You've seen a piece of this before.
I hid this from a different episode. What if Elektra had lived?
What if?
They have 3 different stories in here, and of course one is what if Yellow Jacket had died. Hint, hint. So in this story, it's really weird. I read it last night, and I still can't tell you what happened. Like,
it's that memorable.
She's in there. Well, he walks up to her grave. He's like moping, mourning, right? It starts off with him at her tombstone, which is almost how the other issue left off. And she's in here.
And they lived happily ever after.
It's just, and it's only like a 12-page story, because
so it's short,
there's 3 of this, and she's kicking ass.
As always.
She's taking people out. And in this story, what I do remember now is, as I'm flipping through it, she was hired by the Kingpin to kill Foggy Nelson. And she doesn't, because he knows her. And that's... Foggy's like... He's asking her, he's like, hey, I know you're Elektra. You're friends with Matt Murdock. And she's like, get out of here. She lets him go. She doesn't kill him. So, of course, when she doesn't follow through on her contract for the Kingpin, she knows that the Kingpin's going to know that she double-crossed him. There's either two things. If the news comes out, so one of the guys in the gang reports to the Kingpin that Elektra did not kill Foggy Nelson. That means one of two things: either she's dead or she betrayed you. And Kingpin's like, I already know this. I don't need you telling me this. Now get out of my office. Like, wow. I can think for myself, you foolish dolt. So anyway, that wraps up our little edition of Elektra. They did do an Elektra. She did have her own title later on in the late 80s, early 90s. I don't know how many different runs they did, but as you know, we're not really fans of those later books, so I don't have any of those. I bet our buddy Kirk has them all.
Probably
could have had him in here on that. But this wraps up our Elektra episode. I'm Wild Bill from Comic Book Geezer saying thanks for being with us. Thanks for liking our videos, subscribing, and all your views and comments. We appreciate it. And next, we got some other treats coming up for you, so stay tuned. I'm Wild Bill saying take care.
And I'm Pete. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye. All right, take care. Bye-bye.